Hello everyone, my name is Sheree and I'm here today to do my August book haul. I have a few books here I purchased within the last couple months and I'm really excited to read them and I wanted to show you guys. Some of these books came from thriftbooks.com as well as my local independent bookstore. I found some good deals on a couple of these books and I also got some books from Barnes & Noble. The first book I have here is the one I think I'm the most excited about, and that is Kindred by Octavia Butler. I know in this book a woman gets sent back in time while slavery is happening, and I am so excited to read this book. I've been wanting to read an Octavia Butler book for so long, and I'm really glad I finally picked one up. The next book I have is Girl at War by Sara Novic. I mentioned this book in my August TBR video. I haven't had a chance to get to it yet, but I do plan to get to it sometime this upcoming week. It's a coming-of-age story about a girl who had to deal with the war in Yugoslavia back in the 1990s. It sounds really good and I definitely need to read it really soon. And the next book I have is You by Caroline Kepnes. I have read this book, I did a review on it, and I'll put a link to that review in the description box down below. This is a story of a guy who falls very hard for this girl, and he does some different things for them to be together. It's a thriller, and it was very enjoyable, so I would definitely recommend you reading it. The next book I have is The Turner House by Flournoy. I don't really know too much about this book. I believe it consists of a family who has to deal with what to do with a home when the mother ends up getting sick, but I've heard really good things about it, and that's why I picked it up. The next one I have is The One and Only by Giffin. I read a few Giffin books, and when I saw that this one has football in it, I got really excited, so I definitely had to pick it up. The next one I have is Fallen Kingdoms by Rhodes. I don't really know too much about this book. I have seen this book all over BookTube, and I know it's young adult fantasy. I don't know when I'm going to read it, but maybe next couple months. The next one I have is Cruel Beauty by Rosamund Hodge. Now, I know this is a Beauty and Beast retelling, and I've seen some mixed reviews on it, but I thought I would give it a go because I was in the mood to buy a fairy tale retelling. So yeah, I also got The Library at Mount Char by Hawkins. The inside flap says a missing god and a library with the secrets to the universe. That got me really intrigued by this book, and I definitely want to read this really soon. I'll probably add it to my September TBR. Next, I picked up a John Irving book, The Cider House Rules by John Irving. Now, I've never read a John Irving book before. One of my friends finally got into reading, which I got really excited about, and he's been reading John Irving a lot, so I figure I might as well pick up what he's reading since I've been wanting him to read for so long. Yeah, I figured I'd pick up a book that he has read and we can talk about it. Next, I got Revenge Wears Prada by Weisberger. Now, I read The Devil Wears Prada so many years ago. I think in 2003 or 2004 is when I read it, and I loved it. So when I heard there was going to be a sequel out, I said, you know what, at some point I'm going to have to buy it. I saw it on Thrift Books, so I had to get it. The unfortunate thing is I've seen on Goodreads that this book has like a 2 something rating. I've never seen a book have such a low rating, so I'm kind of scared to read it, but I'm also intrigued to see why it's so low. And the last book I got is Convergence by Katherine, Howe. Now, this is another book I got on Thrift Books, and it's a library copy. And the funny thing is a library copy from my hometown, which makes me so excited when I saw that. I've looked at this book so many times when I've gone to the bookstore, but I've always put it down. And then when I saw it on Thrift Books, I had to pick it up. I believe this is a young adult novel, and it's a book about witches. And I don't really read too many books about witches, but I want to. I want to read more books about witches. So, and it's around that time that you read books about witches. How many times can I say books about witches? So those are books I have for this book haul. Let me know if you've read any of these books. Also, leave a comment down below for the last book that you purchased or last book that you borrowed from the library. And thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!